likes and dislikes and hearts or whatever, but they don't get a chance to do it in person. So I give them that chance.
So let's do like a mock-up, if you will. Let's say I'm walking
Okay.
through Yosemite National Park. It's me,
Yeah.
and I'm interested you, and I say hi. I just say I introduce myself. Hey, I'm Coach Chippy. What you're David. Let's go. What would be the first question you would ask me, or all three at one at a
Yeah.
time?
So you would probably drop by because I've got like two chairs that are empty. And one that has a sign on it that says Republican and the other one says Democrat, and they're empty. And you're going, what's this? Hey, Dave, what's this about? Right. And rightfully so. And you would probably describe how you feel about it. Like, this is something that resonates with me. I get it. People are talking with one another. Those chairs are empty. So what? Right. So I said, I got these three questions, and I'm going to ask them I'm going to share them with you now. And I'll probably be recording your voice with a mic as well. So I'm asking permission that I can record your voice. And you're going to say, okay. And I'm going to ask you your name and your first name, where you're from, just to kind of get it going. And then I'm going to ask you, how would you describe the political system of the United States of America?
So I would describe it as very money oriented. I think special interests have full control of the system, and that's something I'm looking to change. That's something I'm looking to work on to get people empowered, more and more people empowered. And I would go on, but I can go on, but I would be like, I don't know what chair I would sit in. I would quiz you on that. Is this going to be a debate? Or are you going to go around the park and if I sit in a Republican, are you going to go around the park and find a Democrat? But I would say my biggest concern is money controls the system. And then we don't really get what we were looking for. We've lost all faith in our candidates because they get elected by campaigning to our hopes and dreams and our aspirations. But then the minute they get in office, they reach out to those people that are donating big money and see what they really want. They lose contact with me, the guy they met on the street and supported them.
Second question is, describe your feelings or reactions to the current state of US politics.
Well, I have several feelings on it. One, it's in total disarray. It's contentious. But it's also, as the old saying goes, never waste a good crisis. We're in a time where we can really grow from this, where we really can improve what's been going on. My biggest concern, like I said, is money. But now we're in a time where young people are getting involved, where young people are forming opinions for good reason, because so much discussion is happening on both sides. So much argument basically is happening on both sides. So even though I'm concerned with the fact of a lot of what's happening, I'm looking forward to what may come of it.
And the last question I ask is kind of a game, right? Where you finish the sentence. Politics in the United States, blank, you finish that. Politics in the United States.
It's still the greatest system in the world. We have free elections, we have open, free speech, freedom of speech, and debate is the greatest thing of all. People disagreeing and then ultimately sometimes coming to an agreement or continuing to disagree. It still is the best system in the world. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of flaws. It's being questioned all the time now more than ever, but it's still the greatest system in the world and probably going to get a lot better from this.
Right on. So, see, we've done these three questions. I was just listening in, hearing the different things that you were saying. In this case, I'm not disagreeing with you. So I'm not feeling like any sense of there's a confrontation or an argument in the making, because I agree with a lot of things that you said. At the end, I asked people to give me one word, though, that kind of brings it all together. What word would you use?
Hope.
You can only put one word out there.
Hope.
Hope. Damn, man, that one, that's a major one. Hope. So I've been doing like hundreds and hundreds of these, and hope comes up over and over, regardless if it's left or right, which I love, right? Regardless of where people are on this political spectrum, hope is way up there. So is division, by the way.
Well, yeah, but from division comes hope.
Yeah, by that exchange, by also the engagement that you were talking about, by having debate, right? Being able to put forth one's views. But that only happens when the other person's listening, right? And I argue that when we're online, there's not much room for listening. because it's not made for that, right? It's made for our engagement. The algorithm's there to get our attention and to outrage us if possible so we can have more eyeballs on the screen. But in person, even like what we're doing here and with your listeners, we're using other senses, right? And the algorithm is more basic, I gotta say. It's just yours and mine. But there's some commonalities. So there's some threads there, right? So when you said hope, right? I find that to be the strongest. The strongest word is the one that people say at the end. They go through this process from describing the political system in the United States, then more the reactions, and then they're left with like this more abstract thing at the end where they have to finish the sentence, and then they got to get to the hardest one, which you just got right out there, which is hope. But for some people, that lasts like in my recordings. Man, I could have like a minute of silence or longer. Oh, you hear the birds chirping in the back or whatever, because I'm at a national park. But they can't get that word because they're really, which one is it? Is this one or that one? And so let's say they said division, right? They'll go off afterwards on a hike because I'm in a national park, most likely go for a walk, go check something out. And if I see them later during the day, often they come back and they go, David, it's not division anymore. It's hope or whatever it is. That word, it changes with time. And they're actually, and I love it because for several hours they've been thinking about it, probably talking to friends and family about what these questions were. Should we be talking to one another? What's the point of talking to strangers? What do we do with this? Should I be talking to Uncle Bob at Thanksgiving? Should I use those questions with him or whatever? And creating bridges. Those things happen and it's evolving. So hope's a strong one, but maybe later it'll be a different one, that be cohesion or whatever it is. It changes with time. And that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in that bridge. And it's not a bridge usually, like if you were, I don't know, if you were an anarcho-capitalist and you had a very different view of how society should be led and about politics in general and how our constitutional government might be better if it were a monarchy, for example. You would, the thing that we'd have in common, right? My bridge might not be about anything that person has said. If it's a racist speech that they gave me, then I wouldn't have much to agree with them. I wouldn't have anything to agree with them there. But then there's a word, there's usually like an emotion where they'll say they're angry, they're confused. That one right there, that's something I can bridge with. I can say, you know what? I disagree with everything that you said, except you said you were angry. You said you were confused. And me, I am as well. So right there, I've got a bridge, right? And we can start with that. And that's how all these became this non-confrontational. And it's just very simple. It's a very simple message that people resonate with. And then they go off and do their own thing with. And that's enough for me. At this stage that we're in, with people not wanting to talk about taboo subjects, our eyeballs are on digital screens all the time, and we're spending less time engaged with other people in person. Just reminding people of the basic and civility of conversation is a win for me. And I think that's what you do as well, right there on your program.
Absolutely, very much so. It's all we do is exactly what you do, just right here from the luxury of being able to work from home. But I would love the luxury of traveling, and that's one of the things that not necessarily the whole world, but like you said, on a national level, to get out there and talk to people. And it's just, but when you think about what's going on right now, so much discussion is happening that so much good could come out of it. Just what you're doing, just what I'm doing, just what so many other people are doing. I was just talking to somebody about digital democracy. I was just talking to somebody about the independent voters, that he's building a momentum from independent voters. All this that's happening is going to really change. The politics has been set in stone for our whole existence. And now we're breaking the mold in so many ways. And Donald Trump's very much a part of that. He's the guy that swings the bat harder. So harder than anybody, he's the Reggie Jackson of baseball. He swings the bat, he hits a lot of strikes, but he also hits some home runs. I mean, Reggie Jackson probably averaged better home run average than Donald Trump, but the truth is, so one of the things I talked to somebody about, and it's just open discussion, is psychedelic therapy. She had this traumatic experience in her life, and psychedelic therapy helped her. And there's this openness, right? And there's this chance now with this president, maybe he'll sign an executive order to allow more research in psychedelic therapy. And
That's
that would
coming up.
be beautiful. I just read Not even coming from her or her interview. I went on looking for some research. Does it help people with Parkinson's? And there has been some evidence that it really makes a significant, it doesn't cure it, but it makes a significant difference in their day. But the fact of the matter is that we haven't discussed it over the years, but now we are discussing things in an open forum. So that's where my hope comes from. It's the open minds and the young people getting involved in all this. Let's say, for example, if I asked you your questions, I'm gonna have trouble repeating them verbatim, but so you may be able to, what would your answers be?
Oh man, they would be changing daily for sure, right? So how would I describe? Well, the first one, how would you describe the political system? I mean, I've had practice for sure, but I would go, how would you describe the political system in the United States of America? Some people at that point would say broken, right? Because that's the first thing emotionally is coming through. But I would describe it as a republic based on three levels of government and things of that nature, representative democracy, talk about electoral colleges, electoral college and stuff like that. But my heart's not in it, right? It's pretty dry, right? My heart's going to be in the emotions, like broken.